Hey, beautiful souls, it's your bruddaZen with a timeless pick-a-card reading, where in this reading, we're going to be looking into where can we use balance in our relationships. The energy behind this is coming around this Libra full moon that's happening as I'm recording this. This is timeless reading, though. This energy will follow the video throughout time, which is pretty cool. But if you are watching this right when this is coming out on April 5th, we do have a Libra full moon happening later. It's going to be at 10:34 p.m. Mountain Time, so you can figure out how that is wherever you're at. But the best time to use this Libra full moon energy is 8 hours before that hits. We prepare for what we're releasing. Libra full moons, of course, all full moons amplify our emotions, but the energy of a full moon is like a releasing of things, getting ready for the new moon, which we will plant new things. So we start to see what we want to have fall away around this time. If you focus the energy of like you can have like 10 things that you reveal and release during this period. If you focus in on the zodiac sign of the actual full moon, it's even more powerful. So I'm going to put up the Libra energies here, which for a Libra, it is about romance and new friends or contacts, how we relate to people. Do we have any codependent tendencies, people-pleasing opportunities to overcome? Do we strive for independence or interdependence? Also can have to do with partnering with others to help us, either other practitioners or professionals, experts, individuals like that. We also focus this energy on helping others with our gifts and developing a client base. We could be looking at making our surroundings more pleasant, either interior or exterior design, fine arts, decoration, things like that. Is it time to pamper ourselves and allow ourselves to enjoy luxury? Heck yeah. Also, of course, the balancing scales of Libra. We can be looking at energy around finalizing and letting legal issues fall away. You have justice come in. Of course, balancing bringing in peace and harmony into our lives, which is where we're getting a lot of the energy for the balance in our relationships. Libra is an air sign. So, mental battles, overthinking, indecision, conflicts, or debates are something that we could be looking at releasing. And the Libra energy rolls over the adrenal glands, our buttocks, diabetes, sugar levels, and kidneys. So any of those subjects we can make of the 10 things that we're looking at revealing and releasing. And I like to approach them as like with gratitude. Like I'm grateful for, revealing and releasing the blocks that stand between me and, releasing something in my life, along those things. So that energy just helps focus and release those things and brings in room for the new things to be planted, like we talked about towards the new moon. Also during this time on April 7th, we're moving into the Mercury pre-shadow of its retrograde, which is a time of reflection. Instead of starting things new, it's also looking backward and like reviewing, re-editing things, but this is also perfect for this balancing in our relationships, reflecting upon our relationships. So I'm excited to see what comes in. We do have a choice of 3 different card readings to choose from. You can choose from as many of them as you want, of course. Timestamps for all of them are listed down in the description box below, but I'm going to start with number 1 right now. If you chose reading number 1, then this is the reading for you. And we are going to start off pulling a card here from the Earth Magic Oracle and see what area we need some balance or could use some balance in relationships. So let's take a look here and see what we're zeroing in on to start off with. And we'll dive deeper, of course, as always. All right, I do want this one right here. And we've got fairies, earth magic. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm going to put that right down here. And let's see what the fairies bring in. So fairies are nature spirits thought to be descended from the early tribes, particularly the Tuatha De Danann. I probably totally murdered that. Those associated with the goddess Dana, who once ruled Ireland, that inhabited the British Isles. Over time, these ancient people were conquered and displaced, and they fled to areas where humans didn't venture, ultimately becoming increasingly smaller and less visible in order to better hide themselves. Fairies have assumed responsibility for the plants and trees, or they call them the standing ones. They work with earth magic to take care of these beings, and if you ask, they'll help you with your garden or your yard. They also have the power of enchantment and shapeshifting. Fairies appreciate it when we show them through our actions that we love the earth as much as they do, and consequently they bestow a little of their earth magic upon us. So the message for the card is that you have the same power available to you as the fairies do. It starts with loving the earth through your heartfelt gratitude and appreciation, but more important, through your actions. The fairies can help you reconnect in a more intimate way with the earth, and all they require is your willingness to pay attention to the trees and plant life around you and demonstrate that you care. Whether you live in a small space or have an expansive land, make it a point to be especially attentive to your surrounding vegetation. Plant something. Get your hands in the dirt and do so with love and enthusiasm. Every flower, tree, or shrub that you are tending is a living being, so treat each like you would a dear friend. Ask the fairies to help you take care of these friends, and you will be rewarded many times over. Wow. So even though they're all talking about gardens and plants and everything, obviously we're talking about balancing our relationships. This is about caring for and tending to our friendships, to those around us, planting new seeds, not just allowing them, expecting them to, flourish on their own. It's like almost like we are encouraged to invest more energy and attention into growing individual friendships, those that you want to continue, that you want to grow. And likewise, there's also with that balance, maybe there's some things that have died that don't need to take any more energy, and uproot those and remove them to make space for new friendships, for new birth, especially with this energy of letting go and of releasing things. Maybe it's time to let some friendships that we're just trying to maintain for the sake of maintaining them when we really don't want them in our garden anymore. So I like this balancing around friendships coming in. We're also going to pull from the Native Spirit Oracle here. See what else they'd like to add in here. All right, so what else for those? Okay, that chose reading one. Here we go. Medicine woman, medicine man. I like that too. Beautiful, beautiful card. We're going to put that right over here. And let's see what this brings in for you. So this is about profound inner and outer healing that is occurring. And you're a natural healer. You're on the mend yourself, and or a situation is being resolved. So have faith that it's happening. You're a sacred healer. You are a medicine woman, medicine man of the soul. And your native spirit wants you to know that every indigenous culture has a tradition of healers. And depending on the culture, they're called medicine women, medicine men, shamans, tohungas, kahunas, sangomas, or curanderos, among others. I probably murdered about half of those, so apologies for mispronouncing those. In every tradition, they're the individuals who are able to step between worlds to gain information, wisdom, and healing energies from their spirit allies. And when this card chooses you, you're at the advent of healing emotional, physical, and mental wounds. Additionally, a powerful healing force is activating within you. So definitely, I feel like, if there is a friendship that's dying that you are wanting to keep, definitely this is saying that you have the power and the ability to invest energy and to help heal that relationship. So, whatever's going on in the garden, you can ask the fairies to help. You also have the ability to connect to the higher realms and to bring in energy to help as well. These come with a journey that if you choose, if it resonates with you, says nature is one of our greatest healers, so spend time with the trees, soak up the rays of the sun, and dance in the rain. Both of these mention that, so definitely nature can really help with this. Everything in nature has the intrinsic ability to restore itself. You're a part of the natural world, so you also have this innate ability. Often healing needs to occur on the inner planes before it can manifest on the outside. So to assist this process, focus on what's great and let go of what isn't working. Hold a vision of the solution that you desire. Be patient and trust that recovery is occurring in its own time and its own way. Yeah, perfect. So definitely focusing the energies, you have the ability here for this healing of friendship or relationship. I feel like this reading is focusing more on friendship than romance. So I like that for you. So what else? For those that chose reading number 1. All right. And we've got confidence with the peacock. Beautiful. Love these cards. I'll put that right here. All right. And let's see what the peacock brings in for you here. And then we'll pull some tarot. This is called a peafowl, Peafowl, and this represents self-confidence and assuredness. And often associated with vanity or pride, the beautiful display of the peafowl has long been venerated by artists, authors, playwrights, and philosophers. Despite negative associations, pride in oneself, self-love, and confidence are important parts of positive self-esteem, which this card encourages. And this card reminds you that confidence can be the key to your success and urges you to take pride in how far that you have come. If we read the peafowl through the lens of the Greek mythology, the bird is associated with the goddess Hera, who gifts the creature with hundreds of eyes, which they hold within their tails. Thus, the peafowl has also become a symbol of watchfulness. And this card may signify attention and vigilance, or a warning not to let one's guard down. It might also be seen as a symbol of theatrical pursuits, performance, or confidence when under the gaze of others. The shadow reading of this is that this card might warn against arrogance, vanity, and self-aggrandizement. Remember that just as Hera's gifted eyes on a peacock's tail remain vigilant of others, they may also be vigilant of the self. Do not be afraid to turn your own eyes inward and ask yourself if the confidence you have is earned. This is earth element here, so definitely we have all this earth energy that's coming in here, and this reflection inward. So whatever friendship this is that either you feel like you want to let go, or one that's dying or stagnant that you want to invest in, the biggest thing is that they're all mirrors for us, and we start by turning inward to see what is it that they're showing me about myself, and also the confidence and the ability, with the power that you hold here that it's been talking about, that you have the ability to bring it back, that the attention you give to that friendship will allow it to come back from, dying. If you ever have a plant that you're just like, oh, wow, this is dried up, it's dead. And you're like, you know what, I'm going to bring it back. And you do, and there's this satisfaction. But there's this beauty in it too, because especially if it's something that really means something to you, now's the time to either bring it back or throw it out. And I feel like this is like we're at this pivotal point in this friendship that this is what has to happen. All right. So we're going to use the Revelations Tarot here. And let's take a look and see what else do they want you to know around these friendships. Okay. So they do want this one on either side. What else? These three up top. All right. So we'll start with this one over here. And we do have the Devil card. So the Devil card, this is the shaking and the rattling of our lives. It's a major arcana, so it is definitely a significant shake-up in our lives. And what the shadow does, it shakes the cage of our beliefs around, like in this particular case here, what are friendships supposed to be, need to be, have to be, must be, all these rules we have, these restrictions we have around ourselves and others about what is a true friend. And if we do that along with everything else in life, we face disappointments because we have all these rules that we try to construct. It's like trying to keep a peacock in a little cage. It's better for it to go free. It's healthier. It, shows itself more purely in that manner there. So I like this coming in here because this is things are coming in the outside world where you might be seeing several types of scenarios coming in and you're like, oh yeah, this is because I believe this and I'm ready to let that go. I'm ready to take away the bars of the cage of myself and others so that I can be appreciative of who someone is instead of focusing on who they're not. And that helps with this situation too. And then you have the Hierophant, another major arcana. And the major arcana, in addition to, it's about significant things happen in our lives. They are, it's not just small chapters. It's like a whole new book. So with two bookending here, this is going to alter the way you look at things. The Hierophant is like this journey going inward to finding out your capital T truth. Who do you really want to be? What do you want from people? What do you want from life? And so there's a lot of clarity that comes through. And we had talked about knowing who am I keeping around for the sake of keeping around because it's what I feel I'm supposed to, between what do I want and who do I want in my life instead. And so you're really having this important moment of looking at your relationships, your friendships. Who do you want to remain? Who do you want to bring in, etc. Yeah. Here we have the Queen of Swords, balancing of heart and mind. So with that Libra balancing energy, she does bring in this, with this Ace of Swords, it's a lot like the Devil card where we're looking at our thoughts and our beliefs and our mindsets around what we think we're supposed to want around friendships, realizing those that are rooted in the fears of losing conditional love. The Ace of Swords allows us to cut those away because it also allows us to connect to the capital T truths of the higher realm. Again, searching of truths of what you're really wanting is coming into play with all three of these cards. So you are discovering so much from a different point of view of this freedom that I don't have to keep all this, what will people say if I don't keep these people in my life? It's like, what? Everyone's in our life either for a day, a week, a season, a year, or our entire lifetimes. And we're the ones that get to decide that. So we don't have to keep people in our life just for the sake of keeping them there. Yeah. And here's the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles is a movement card. It's about the outside world, the Pentacles. And it shows us that we've done the work. We've invested the blood, the sweat, and the tears, and we're ready for a movement. We're ready for a change. And like we were talking about, since this is about friendships, that's coming in here. This is about friendships either have to move up or out. There's no way to keep them as they are now, because if they're stagnant, they either need to separate or it's ready to take it to another level of deep friendship. And so I really like that coming in here. I mean, it's basically what we've been talking about too. Yeah, and here we go, death. So endings and new beginnings, things need to end or things need to begin, rebirth, and it can be, like I said, the relationship, the friendship can no longer stay as it is. It needs to go through a rebirth. It needs to go through this like phoenix rising from the ashes, new energy putting into it, do more together, share more, just really, like we're talking about with the fairy card, investing that energy into growing it and caring for it like you want it to live, rather than, if I water it, I water. If it dies, it dies. Well, that sounds like that's something that needs to go, right? If you don't care whether it lives or dies, there it goes. So I like this for you. So beautiful balance in our relationships. It's just like, it's really this call to letting go what no longer serves and what, isn't fitting in with where you want to go, with who you truly want to be anymore. So I like this for you. Now, if you are looking for more messages of love from above, there's a couple things that you can do. The first is to give this video a little thumbs up by clicking the like button down below, because that does two things. One, it tells me that you're enjoying the content, but two, it also tells YouTube that you're enjoying the content, and they'll send more of that your way. The second thing is you can click that subscribe button, and that does give you access to the notification bell. And when you go in there, if you select the all option, then two things happen there. You'll be notified immediately when I post new videos. And two, you're also notified when I go live on YouTube to provide free readings. It also helps spread the Zen love. And so you're part of the love tsunami when you like or share one of my videos, comment on one of my videos, subscribe to my channel, because doing those things makes the YouTube algorithm super excited. It wants to share these videos with other people as well. So if you feel inspired to do any of those things, please know I'm very, very grateful. Also, these are general readings, and if you want even more specific information and answers for your specific life, I do offer personal readings. All that information is listed in the description box of the video down below. All right, beautiful people, as you go throughout this adventure, this balancing of your friendships, please know that every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things, our Creator. And of course, I love you too. So have an amazing journey. We'll be talking soon, I'm sure. In the meantime, you hang in there and you take care. If you chose reading 2, then this is the reading for you. And we are going to start off by pulling a card here from the Earth Magic Oracle and just see what area of your life that you can use balance in your relationships. Let's take a look here. All right, so for those that chose reading number 2, all right, this is the one right off the bat. We've got the Eagle Communion. Beautiful cards here. We'll put that right here. All right, and let's see what the eagle brings you. So here, the man and the eagle make contact through their eyes and spirits. The man has performed a ceremonial calling to the eagle brother, who now comes to him as a familiar friend. It's an intimate relationship between human being and feathered being, one of both spirit and flesh. Yes, it's ultimately this deep spiritual kinship that connects them, formed from their recognition of their sacredness of this bond. Ego spirit is often associated with the highest and noblest, encouraging us to let our spirit soar. And through this communion, we know that we can touch the sky. We know that we can more than just two-legged creatures clinging to the ground. We are intimately related to all of life on the planet, and it's through communing with any expression of life that we realize how vitally connected we all are. So whenever you experience a heartfelt communion with some physical expression of life, plant, animal, human, or anything else, it is only then that you can truly feel how your life force is similar to the life force that is all around you. It is only a matter of the differences in form. An essence is articulated into the physical world in a multitude of ways that is the same in everything and everyone, although it manifests in various shapes and characteristics. So this essence, is spirit emanating from the core of all things. Communion with nature is essential for you now. Take some time to do an open-eyed meditation with any nearby animal or plant. Relax your body as much as possible. Breathe consciously and keep your attention on the life form you are communing with. After a few moments, you will notice a sense of the boundaries dissolving, a melding of the I and thou. You may even receive messages or impressions as you find yourself in the flow of unspoken communion. Yeah, so definitely there's a balance that's needed in relationships. I almost feel like for you that have chosen number 2 here, that you might have been having this period of feeling isolated, of being having walls of protection up and keeping you there, because this is all about heartfelt communion with some physical expression of life. So having some true communion where you can drop the walls and have this trusted friendship, relationship, this whatever this may be. We'll get more information here through this native spirit oracle and see what else they want you to know around this. All right, so for those that chose number 2, what else about this communion? Okay, I do want this here. And you got Spirit Keeper of the East. We'll put that right here. And let's see what that brings in here for you. So this is about new beginnings, a fresh cycle occurring in your life, wiping the slate clean, and it's now time to release the old and start again. No matter what has happened in the past, it doesn't need to repeat in the future. And your native spirit wants you to know that in native traditions, the directions are honored, and it's believed that every direction has an associated spirit that can be called upon. In the great cycle of life, the east is the place of the rising sun. It is also associated with planting seeds in the springtime, birth, the waxing moon, and new beginnings. Pulling this card means that this is the close of one cycle and the beginning of another. Although it's often difficult to release familiar routine situations or relationships when they no longer empower you, your native spirit asks that you not cling to the old, but set sail in the new waters. Face your fear and allow yourself to stretch in a new direction. Wonderful opportunities will be born in your life. Yeah. So it's definitely that stretch, facing the fear. You know, the past is the past. If there's individuals that had hurt you, you know, you had been felt pain because of your interactions with them, there is this new start, this new nudge that's coming in, this new opening up that will help you understand your power over relationships. And, you know, stepping into that. I feel like we might be talking about energies of choice coming in, where no matter what situation unfolds, we're the ones that get to choose what story we apply to it, what emotion we want to feel as we go through it, what energy we want to invest in it. There is this, Scorpio energy here with the eagle, because they're the masters of transformation who move from a scorpion to a snake to an eagle and then to a phoenix. They rise from the ashes a new creature. And I feel like that's what's happening here with this spirit keeper of the east, with the sun, the rising, this energy, that there's this transformation in your understanding, like the chariot, that you are the one that holds the power, that the situations aren't what decide what they mean and how you feel and what energy you get out of it. It's you. You're the one. And so there's some empowerment that comes with this communion and this opening of your heart, the dropping of the walls. These do come with a journey if you so choose. It says, stand and be still, breathe and center yourself. Then slowly turn in a circle. Close your eyes and feel the energy of each direction. There's a difference in the feeling of each of those, directions. Stand then facing east as the sun rises to sense the unique energy of that direction. So standing in the power of the new beginnings is a beautiful thing here for you. And then we're going to pull from the Wild Mystic Oracle, see what else they'd like to add, and then we will pull some tarot as well. All right, so what else for those that chose number 2? All right, they do want this one. And you've got Believe. Yeah, I love the magic of this. This is that little, what do they call that? It's like a something lope, a rabbit lope, something lope. Let me find it here. Because it's very unique. It's between a rabbit and an antelope, a jackalope. That's what it's called. So this represents belief and appreciation of the unknown. The mythological jackalope, it's a rabbit or a hare with the horns of a deer or antelope, is found in folklore all over the world. And as well as being a popular cryptid in North American folklore, tales and depictions of horned rabbits can be found across continents, from the oral legends of the Wixárika people in Mexico to the single-horned Almiraj of Iranian myth. I probably mispronounced some of that. This creature has existed through hybrid taxidermy, art, and stories for centuries, and consistently ignites the imagination of storytellers throughout the present day. Despite being a mythological cryptid, the jackalope's origin is commonly attributed to actual sightings of rabbits and hares suffering from a condition known as Shope papillomavirus. I probably murdered that as well, which causes them to develop horn-like growths on their bodies. So the jackalope reminds us that many unbelievable stories begin with fact and to appreciate magic in our everyday. This card encourages unique perspective and eccentricity and is a symbol of powerful creativity. It carries the message to believe in yourself and to know that there are forces within you that have yet to be seen or believed by others. The shadow reading for this is that belief and imagination taken to excess can take you into your shadow. You may become lost in your own dream world and forget to come back down to earth. Often that world may seem safer or more accepting, while the real world is harsh and difficult. But with your creativity, you can find balance between both worlds. The element of this card is spirit. And I feel like it's important, this illusion that we can have around what we think something meant. It's because we were taught this tale, these stories about when someone does this, this is what it means about us. When someone does this, this is how it's supposed to impact us. But there's this freedom that's coming here in believing whatever you believe is what comes to pass. Whatever you believe, whatever you choose is how you see it. So there's this power that's returning here. All right, well, we're going to pull from the Revelation Tarot here. Let's see what else they want to add. So what else for those that chose reading 2, please? All right. They went to that one here, this one here, this one here, this one here, and yep, and then, okay, nope, this one here. Okay, you actually get 2 for the middle. So we'll start with this over here. And you've got the Empress, which is new birth. Usually there's a rabbit on here. I don't see one on this particular one. But the Empress card in the original tarot, she has a rabbit in there, which is new birth. And the Empress is about creativity. So right here next to the Believe card, it is about this new beginnings, this new birth, allowing things to have this fresh start. Again, 3 is creativity, and both of these talked about that. Allowing yourself to go outside of the box of what you've been taught and have new ways of looking at things, fresh ways of looking at friendships and relationships. And then you have the Knight of Swords. Yeah, movement here, a movement card. Swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, your expectations. So here we go in the changing of how you're perceiving things, the quest for higher truths, the quest of seeing these things from a higher perspective, like from an eagle's perspective. So you're up seeing things from a bird's eye view rather than from the view that you were given in the past, right? So I like that. And then you have the 10 of Wands. Here's this change of energy. We were talking about Wands energy because this is your drive, your ambition, your passion, your inspiration, and choice, comes into here too. The 10 of Wands shows that where you've been investing all of your energy in the past, it's time to let that go. It is, again, this endings and new beginnings. 10 is an ending. You take away the 0, it's a 1, new beginnings. And the Ace of Wands does teach us that wherever we focus our energy is what grows and expands. And we really can step into this power of our choice. If we focus on what we fear will leave our lives, we repel it out of our lives. If we fear something will come into our lives, we draw it in. Same thing as if we begin to focus in a different way and we focus on gratitude for what is in our life, then that grows. If we focus in on what we do want to draw in, focus in on unconditional love and joy and peace and laughter, all of that grows and expands instead of that. Yeah, and then here's the Ace of Cups. So it does bring in a new feeling of love that you haven't had before, where you allow this just to flood into you and fill you up and overflow out, where you're not, focusing on all the expectations of what we had before. Again, that box that we have ourselves in of how a friendship or relationship is supposed to be, should be, need to be, have to be. It's almost feeling like we're caged. But this Knight of Swords is that pursuit of getting outside of these small t truths, these fears of losing conditional love and connecting, seeing things from a higher perspective. It allows you to experience and feel love in a very, very different way. And here's the Knight of Wands. Yeah, so pursuit of the Ace of Wands. So really, like we're talking about, stepping into your power, because you have 2 knights, so you have a lot of movement. The knights are movement. The Ace of Wands, the Knight of Wands, this is the fiery horse. It's the fastest moving horse out of them all. But you also have the change of thought here, which also, changes things and adapts things here. Yeah, and here's the Hierophant too. So major arcana, individual who is seeking their higher truths. What do I truly want out of life? Who do I want to be? What are things supposed to be, should be, need to be? When we connect and we discover this Ace of Swords, it allows us to come to our inner truth and really realize who we are, our power, what we want out of life and what we don't want out of life. One of the things is we don't want to be caged. We don't want to keep other people in a cage. We don't want to be looking at people and focusing on how they're falling short, not being who they're supposed to be. We do want to use this energy and focus on what I'm grateful for in someone. I mean, wouldn't you want to be with someone and be friends or relationship or whatever it may be, where each day I tell you, you know what I really love about you is this, rather than, you know how you messed up today is this. I mean, right? It's a no-brainer. We would much rather be around the energy that is of gratitude instead of lack and judgment. And this transformation that's happening. And this is why this communion is going to be important to you, because you're letting down walls, but you're not going to be doing what you always did and getting what you always got, because you are changing this. You're finding this truth. You're changing where you're investing your energy. And instead of having all these expectations around yourself and others, you're focusing on what you appreciate about yourself and others, and it draws in something completely different. So I do love this for you, all of you that chose number 2. Beautiful, magical time that's unfolding here for sure. It's time to come out of the silence, come out from behind those big walls, and let them down bit by bit as you change how you're perceiving things and where you're investing your energy. Once you really connect to this upper love from above, you do become a chalice where you fill up and the love flows out, and you're not looking for other people to fill you up either, because you're finding with this Ace of Swords, this was connecting to the capital T truths rooted in unconditional love, which is what this is here. And you're not going to find that in the outside world. And when you find this from within, you don't have to worry about having walls up, because you have found what you're looking for within you, and then no one can take that away. So there's no need for protection, because you realize, like we're talking about before, you get to choose what something means, what story you put around it, what emotion you feel as you go through it, and where you're investing your energy. And so it's like, we used to be afraid of what's coming next, because we were told when this happens, this is what it has to mean and how you have to feel. But now you're realizing you're the one that gets to do that, and there's this power that comes. So I love it. Now, if you are looking for more messages of love from above, what you can do, there's a couple things you can do. The first is you can give this video a little thumbs up by clicking the like button. That does tell me that you are enjoying the content, but it also tells YouTube that you're enjoying the content, and they will actually bring more of it to you. The second thing you can do is click that subscribe button, and that gives you access to the notification bell. When you go into the notification settings, if you select the all option, then 2 things happen there. You will be notified immediately when I post new videos. And 2, you're also notified when I go live on YouTube to provide free readings. In addition to all of that, it helps spread the Zen love, and you are a part of that love tsunami, because when you like or share one of my videos, comment on one of my videos, subscribe to my channel, doing those things makes the YouTube algorithm so giddy crazy happy, wants to automatically share my videos with other people as well. So if you feel inspired to do any of those things, please know I'm very, very grateful. And these are general readings. If you want even more specific information and answers for your specific life, I do offer personal readings. All that information is listed in the description box of the video down below. All right, all of you that chose reading number 2, as you're going throughout this adventure, this transformation, please know that every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things. And of course, I love you too. So have an amazing adventure. We'll be talking soon, I'm sure. And in the meantime, you hang in there and you take care. If you chose reading 3, then this is the reading for you. And we're going to start off pulling a card here from the Earth Magic Oracle and just find the general area, the general theme of where you could use balance in your relationships. That can be friendships, it can be any type of relationship. So let's take a look here. See what guidance Spirit has for you. So for those that chose reading number 3, nope. All right, there we go. We've got the Stone People with Vigilance. All right, we'll put that right here. Let's see what comes in with that. Oh, helps if I look under the right one. It's looking under vigilance, not stone people. Helps. There we go. So these stone people stand in their ever-present vigil along the shores of an ocean whose tide has receded, leaving the remnants of water upon which we see them reflected. The sky, a soft and mobile backdrop for these solid beings, suggests peace and calm. They exude power, only moved and shaped by other earth elements such as the sea, the wind, and earth herself when she rumbles her belly. With practice, we can not only emulate these stone people, but also respect their ancientness and relative absoluteness of strength. They stand tall, bearing the ragged lines where these other earth elements have carved their impression on these otherwise seemingly immobile fortresses. Long past when we've left the earth for the world of spirit, these ancient beings will remain witness to all that transpires before their bodies. So the message this brings you is to remain vigilant at this time, but not out of fear. Vigilant simply means opening up your mind and senses to information as it is presented to you through your eyes, your ears, your physical sensations, and detached thoughts. It's especially true in two main areas. First, follow any gut feelings that tell you to be wary about someone or something. And second is pay close attention to an important opportunity that presents itself and that may enhance your life and the lives of others. Maintain your vigilance of the clues around you and inside of you. Assess what is emanating from your body and then sort out any conditioned responses from what is purely instinctual. Examine the situation with heart, intuition, and mind in harmony, for this is how vigilance serves you. Detach, take a deep breath, and stand tall in your stature. So balancing here, it's about, I like that balancing between understanding the difference between what is of fear, like a conditioned, this is who people should be, and being so, like stone people is standing out, being so stubborn about it that, no, this is how things have to be. And the thing that's instinctual, the stuff that we're picking up from, our gut instinct. So it's like, out of something's truly dangerous to our human physical body. The other is a more emotional monster that we're afraid of, that is like, oh, look, they're being that way. And so we're running and reacting, versus what's truly the difference between real danger and perceived fake danger. So I like this awareness that's coming in. We'll get more detail here too through the Native Spirit Oracle, and let's see where they're taking this. So we'll gain some more clarity here. All right, so what else for those that chose reading 3, please? All right, it's this one right here. And you've got the medicine bag. Beautiful. Love all these cards. So put that here, and let's see what the medicine bag brings in for you. Gather your resources. Be discerning. Vast inner power is growing in your life. So step back and let it grow. There are times to shine brightly for all to see, and there are also times to choose carefully who sees your true self. Choose wisely. Do not make hasty decisions. If it doesn't feel right, hold back. You're protected from any less than positive outside influences. Your capacity and potential are growing in leaps and bounds. And the Native Spirit wants you to know it's traditional in indigenous cultures to carry a medicine bag or medicine bundle as a form of protection, and also as a way to access your personal power through the sacred objects that are held there. The items in the medicine bag each contain potent qualities that allow one's abilities to magnify and also help one commune with the Creator. As your power grows, take time to protect it. Just as you protect a seedling in the early months, and then later, once it's an established tree, it can withstand the storms of time. Protect your growing power, and it will become as mighty as an ancient oak. Wow. This does come with a journey if this resonates. It says, consider obtaining or creating your own medicine bag or bundle. Put objects in it that are meaningful to you and make you feel strong and vital whenever you look at them or hold them. Traditionally, one's medicine bag was not worn for display, but often hidden from view or kept in a sacred place. So yeah, there is this energy here, right, of protection. I like the medicine bag. It's like, one, they're all talking about be vigilant, be aware, know your surroundings, right? So know when you truly are in danger and when it is a false danger. And for both of them, a medicine bag with putting, is it black onyx? I think it's black onyx. It's that, helps protect, or whatever you put in your medicine bag helps you from real danger. But also there's other things you can put there that help you find the truth and understand what false dangers you don't need to be investing in anymore, that you don't need to react and have this impact on your life. It's true danger that you're wanting to, react to stay safe. But if you're reacting over false fears, false danger, I feel like that's kind of what is needing balancing, knowing the difference between the two. We're also going to pull here from the Wild Mystic Oracle. Let's see what else we have for you here. So what else for those that chose reading 3? All right. That's the one right here. And you've got create, spider. Yeah, knowing which spider's poisonous and which spiders are helpful, right? Which spiders are truly dangerous and which ones are not. So this card represents creativity and weaving one's imagination into being. By weaving our individual stories into words, music, dance, art, or any creation of our own making, we craft a web of ourself for others to view. The spider card urges you to use your creativity and vision to explore your inner self and express it honestly. Druids believe that the spider is a weaver of the written word, and the Druid Ogham, O-G-H-A-M alphabet, with its crossed lines, may be found in the web of a spider. The web may be seen as interconnecting stories and pathways, or a woven spiral from past to future. Many cultures see the spider as a weaver of fate or fortune. The spider card may be a message to create your own destiny. In West African and Caribbean folklore, Anansi is a spider with a human face who represents creativity, stories, cunning, and wit. Largely formed from oral tradition, stories containing Anansi were passed from West Africa to the Caribbean islands during the transatlantic slave trade. Anansi's ability to outwit his oppressors and gain the upper hand made him a powerful symbol of slave resistance. The spider may symbolize the power of words and stories in fighting injustice. I like that too, fighting the oppression, right, of fears that are not truly dangerous, right? False evidence appearing real. The shadow energy of this card is that it can indicate a creative block or stagnation. It is the cobwebs that form in your mind when it's dusty and littered. It may also be urging you to try and find your creative voice once more after it's been lost in the mire of other people's demands. Make art for yourself and no one else, and try to rediscover your footing on the delicate web of creativity. So that's another thing that can help you release and transform, whatever it is. For some people, painting or doing some sort of creative release will allow you to remove the fears, see things from a different perspective. Sometimes drawing your fear out and taking it out of the dark and into the light in some creative way allows you to go, okay, this is what I'm really fearing, and I'm not really truly in danger. So I like that coming through here. We're also going to pull from the Revelation Tarot. Let's see what else they want you to know here. I love this balancing between what is danger, what's true danger, and what's imagined danger, and how much energy we're investing in those. All right. So let's separate these out, and we'll start with this one over here. And we have the Hanged Man. Yeah, the Hanged Man is, they hang upside down, seeing things from a different perspective. And I like this, it's like a pause where we take a step back. And I think one of these mentioned that, taking a step back, seeing things from a different perspective, seeing things from a higher perspective, looking at what is danger, what is not. And, when we're down in it, sometimes it's hard to separate the urgent from important, the danger, the truly dangerous from the non-danger. But when we're up and seeing things from a higher perspective, we're able to really put things in correct perspective. So I like that balancing that's coming out there. And we have the Chariot. So this is movement. It's also the power that comes in here, knowing that we are the ones that choose every single moment. We choose what story we apply to any situation. We choose what emotion we want to feel as we go through it, and we choose where we invest our energy. And I know it doesn't seem like that's up to us, because it feels like we're taught so much growing up of the supposed tos and the shoulds and the need tos, these popular opinions, until they become our own opinion, our habit of thinking a certain way. And so things happen so fast, it becomes that reaction where, someone cheated on me, I'm supposed to be devastated, I'm supposed to cry, I'm supposed to plot revenge or whatever, right? And it's like, no, I don't have to. I'm the one that gets to choose. And there's a lot of freedom that comes in with that too. Regarding this. So I like that, because we are the ones that get to choose. I feel like I'm in danger. It's like, are we really? If someone doesn't honor a commitment, while we're dating someone, is that truly the end of the world? No, I get to choose what it means, and I can choose to end it as well. But it doesn't have to mean anything. Or, we choose to talk about a different type of relationship or whatever. But there's this freedom that comes in here. This helps balance things out. Yeah, here's the power of choice. Another one. Let me see what this other one is here. Yeah, the World. So the World is the ending of old cycles, the old ways of looking at things, and starting new ways of looking at things. So here we have the endings and new beginnings, because the Ace of Wands is new drive, new passion, new inspiration. But like this choice card here, this is the energy choice that we make, energetic choice each moment. Am I going to focus on what I'm fearing, which is what, it's not truly dangerous, but when I focus on fearing something's going to leave my life, then I actually repel it out of my life with that energy. When I fear something will come into my life, I actually draw it closer to me. So that's it's the things that have not happened yet that are not truly dangerous, right? Danger is in the moment where we're like, okay, that animal is big and it's hungry and it's headed toward me. True danger, react, run, or fight, right? But if I'm like, well, that person's looking at me weird, I wonder what they're thinking about me. They're probably judging me, Fear that doesn't have a foundation, it won't truly hurt us unless we choose that it's going to create pain, right? Our power of choice coming in. So there's this empowerment that's coming in. I like that. And then we have the Four of Cups and the King of Cups. Let me show you these two side by side. And I like this because the King of Cups is balancing heart and mind, and the Four of Cups is about emotional stability. So we definitely have that's what comes in here. We balance truly seeing things for what they are, not allowing emotions to totally pull us in one direction, or logic in totally one direction. But it's a beautiful balance of heart and mind that comes in. The Four of Cups is this, realizing the three cups of the outside world don't necessarily fill us up. We feel empty. We get bored with it. But it's the love that we find by turning inward and upward that is transformational. It's what helps us remove the fears, because our biggest fear at the core of them is the fear of rejection. Ultimately, like we might fear death, like a painful death, and fear death, but it's really the unknown. And we might fear that we're going to be judged on the other side as unlovable. But there's this beautiful, beautiful, solid foundation that comes in with these two cards. When we connect to the chalice, the holy grail of the upper realms, that allows us to really make that the foundation of our worth. Eternal, unconditional love. Eternal love that never ends, unconditional love. Nothing that we can do to lose it. That's what the king is offering us here, is this Ace of Cups. And in the Four of Cups, normally there's an Ace of Cups being offered on the side with someone bored of the three other cups. So there is this higher love that's being offered that is the answer to every question. It helps us release the fears, because at the core, so many of our fears have to do with the volatility of the conditional love of the outside world. We have a lot of fears of losing a conditional love, which are that fake, the fake danger that it's not real. And then we have the Three of Swords, which is, here's the expectations heartbreak card. This is what we fear. And then we have the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles is this wonderful card of what's the last thing that grows on a fruit tree is the fruit. But also, once the fruit starts to grow, we might look at it and go, is that the fruit that I want? It's fearful fruit, and I don't want it anymore. The Three of Swords, she has this huge heart on it with three swords stuck in it, which represents disappointment, or, like I said, heartbreak. But that's the false fear, and this is so perfect that this card showed up with all of this, because, when someone scares you, like someone startles you, out of nowhere, your full brother scares you by being under your bed and grabbing your foot or something, right? And you're like, your heart just goes into this fight or flight mode because it thought it was in danger, but then you realize it calms down very fast. Well, heartbreak is that same scary feeling that pops in, but it's false, right? It's like, someone, having sex with someone else means a lot about me, and I'm unlovable, and blah, 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 and everyone's going to reject me. I'm going to be embarrassed. Everyone's going to think I'm a failure, and da-da-da-da-da-da, and all this stuff, right? All these, it's like not true danger, but we have this fear of rejection because we're taught so much around it that it feels almost as dangerous as an animal or a monster attacking us from under our bed. But the reason heartbreak continues is we continue to loop it. We don't, when we calm down, when we realize we're not in danger, with being startled, but we haven't questioned the belief about our lovability, so it keeps looping this fear of being rejected. I'm going to get rejected more people are going to reject me, people are not going to like me, it keeps going until we realize, and this is this clarity, this balance, understanding what of our own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, that this is us. I get to choose what story, not believe all those stories that I've been told all my life on that this has to mean this. Does it? I'm going to have it mean something else. You can't. I just did. You can't stop me. I get to decide. This is the powerful card in the reading here. This is your medicine bag, your power of choice. It's, I get to decide what something means. I get to decide how I feel. I get to decide where I invest my energy. And it's very, very empowering here. So I love this, instead of being in fear 99% of the time, once we start sorting what's truly dangerous and what's not, we're in fear very, very little of our lives, and it brings balance to our bodies. Because when your body's in constant fight or flight mode, your immune system shuts down when it goes into fight or flight mode, your digestion. There's so many things. If you just search fight or flight impacts on the body, you're going to see everything that it does. And when we're in constant perpetual fear, it does impact our health in a lot of ways. So I love this transformation and this change and this balancing that's coming in. And I'm excited for you to see how this impacts you. Now, if you are looking for more messages of love from above, there's a couple things you can do. The first thing is you can give this video a little thumbs up by clicking the like button. That tells me that you're enjoying the content, but it also tells YouTube that you're enjoying the content, and they'll bring you more of the same. You can also, the second thing you can do is click that subscribe button, and that gives you access to the notification bell. And when you go in there, if you select the all option, then you'll be notified as soon as I post new videos. And 2, you're also notified when I go live on YouTube providing free readings. And all of that, in addition to that, you also help spread the Zen love, so you get to be part of the love tsunami. Because when you like or share one of my videos, comment on one of my videos, subscribe to my channel, doing those things makes the YouTube algorithm so crazy, giddy, happy, excited, wants to automatically share my videos with other people as well. So if you feel inspired to do any of those things, please know I'm very, very grateful. And these are general readings. If you're wanting even more specific information and answers for your specific life, I do offer personal readings, and all that information is listed in the description box of the video down below. All right, beautiful people, as you're going through this amazing balancing of dangers, just know that every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things. And of course, I love you too. So have an amazing journey. We'll be talking soon, I'm sure. In the meantime, you hang in there and you take care.